Met a lot of autoimmune disease warriors that are in this situation, and there were just also too many comments on the part one of this video that I thought I would just do a follow-up. So grab some snacks, a glass of wine, a cup of tea, and let's get into it. I think that this is going to be a very humbling experience because you are going to have to ask your family, most likely, or close friends for help. Here's the thing. The definition of insanity is continuously doing the same thing, expecting a different result, okay? So if you're in an area that is known for having really horrible health care, then you might want to consider moving. This particular situation is made more complicated by certain things like, the states that have the best healthcare are usually the ones with expanded Medicaid and are kind of like New York, New England. Those states, first of all, are cold, very cold most of the year. So that's not pleasant, and have really high taxes, a high cost of living, high sales tax. So that's an issue. This is one of the issues driving me to leave the country. Also, I'm sure you've all noticed that healthcare has gone pretty far downhill in the United States, and this is one of the biggest reasons why I am looking to leave the country, and I'll be giving you guys an update on that. But it's just, you have to be ready to take things to the next level. If you're not getting the help that you need in the area that you're in, you got to be willing to relocate or travel to see doctors if that's possible. And I know that with a lot of these health insurances in the US, you can only stay within the state that you're in. And if the entire state that you're in has horrible health care, like Florida's really bad, then you're just screwed unless you move, pretty much. That makes things complicated, and I just think that you have to be willing to take things to the next level and fight for yourself and travel if you need to, or move, or whatever you have to do. Even if you have to go stay with family that maybe happens to live in a particular state that has better health care. This is where I'm saying you're going to have to ask your family for help. Whatever you need to do to get to the right doctor is what you need to do. Whether that means leaving the state or leaving the country, do what you have to do. And you have to be ready for that. That's a lot. I know that sounds like a lot, but if you're not getting help and you're suffering and you feel horrible and you're not able to live your life, then this is maybe the reality check that you need to tell you, hey, this isn't working and some more extreme measures need to be taken here. Health insurance, of course, is a big issue, but it's one of the issues that are leading me to leave the country also, because it's too cold and expensive and the taxes are too high where I'm from, there is good healthcare in New York, and the Rona made situations even more complicated because now there's a shortage of healthcare workers, number one. And two, a lot of doctors left certain areas. They just didn't want to deal with all the vaccine stuff that was going on, especially in the northeastern states. So a lot of doctors that were there are no longer even there anymore. I mean, there's one that I know in upstate New York who is really good, very good, treats aggressively. She's amazing, but she was booked almost 3 years in advance. It was crazy. And before the Rona happened, I was able to get an appointment with her within 2 weeks usually. And I'm talking about that was a waiting list and I was an established patient. So, and down here in the South, I'm at risk of eventually I will lose my health insurance. And what am I going to do then? Unless the medications that are keeping me going are so expensive. And that's another problem in this country. But I've talked about all that on my Why I'm Moving Abroad videos, so I'm just not even going to go on a whole rant about that. I'm just trying to make my point very clear that yes, these measures, some of them might sound extreme, but this might be what you have to do to get what you need. And it's not worth not being able to live your life or have any quality of life because you have this horrible disease that is potentially causing permanent organ damage that is irreversible, that you just don't want that. This is serious. This is your health. You are never going to get back these years of your life that you're losing, not feeling good, not being able to live or get out of bed with constant fatigue and joint pain and just suffering. You will never get this time back. I just want you to feel validated. If you're not getting answers and you know something is wrong, then yeah, it's time to take some more extreme measures. And it's not just in your head. You're not imagining things. Look what happened to me. That was crazy. So if you want to check out that video, that's my lupus story. If you watch that and see everything that it took for me to get to this point, that should have never happened. None of that should have happened. So don't let that happen to you. And if that is happening, don't sit there and continue to let it happen to you. I just want you guys to know you are validated. I see you. I hear from you guys in person in the comment section. It's not in your head. You need to do whatever you have to do to get treatment. Now, this is not only physically draining because of what autoimmune disease does to your body, but it's mentally and emotionally draining. Be very careful to not have negativity in your life, negative, toxic people in your life. That's going to make a bad situation worse. People that are telling you, oh, it's all in your head. When I was really sick and emaciated and I was in really bad shape, I had a family member trying to tell me it was just all in my head. God, if I'd listened to her, I'd be God only knows where, wasting away in a hospital or something. I might not even be here if I listened to that family member. So I'm just telling you guys, keep toxic people and negativity out of your life. I did a whole video about that, and this is exactly why I did that video. Something else to consider, I did a lot of research since I've been sick, and one of the things that I came to was that all of these environmental toxins that we have going on here in the US that other countries don't really allow, and all of the things in our food supply that other countries don't allow that are flat out illegal there, personally, I feel like our immune system is not always just making a mistake. I think that we're being bombarded with environmental toxins that do not belong in our bodies whatsoever, and our immune system is reacting because that's what it was made to do. So people with autoimmune diseases are going to countries like Italy, like Spain, like Portugal, just all over the European Union and other countries that don't allow all of these nasty things in the food supply and pesticides like glyphosate, or you might know it as Roundup, and just all this industrial farming, especially on the large scale that we're doing here. So I have full confidence that when I leave the country, once I'm out of here for a while, I will start feeling even better just from not being here around all these environmental toxins and eating the food supply here, basically. And I did include a lot of that information in my videos about moving abroad and why I'm leaving. But I think that that is something else to consider. But in conclusion, I just want you guys to know that this is what I had to do and the things that I'm having to consider to get to the point that I'm at, and why I'm still trying to move forward. I'm not stopping just where I'm at now. I feel more like myself than I have in a long time. I finally found the combination of medications that really work for me, and I have energy and very little joint pain at this point, and I'm just feeling really good. But if I wasn't fighting and advocating for myself and willing to do whatever needed to be done, I would never be at this point. So I just really want you guys to know that. And also, I really want to see you guys start to talk amongst each other in the comment section. If you're one of my regular subscribers and you happen to just come across this video and maybe you know a state that you're getting really good medical care in, or somewhere like Duke University in North Carolina, that's one that I did have a referral to but wasn't able to go, or any, because they do have a lupus clinic, or anything like that. Please let us know in the comments section what state you're in, what hospital, what teaching hospital, and just start talking to each other, start supporting each other, because it is very hard to kind of try to lean on your family and friends that are healthy, because a lot of times they don't understand, and they might be very well-meaning, but they don't get what we're going through. And of course we do, because we're in it. Okay, guys, I hope that this was helpful, and let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. I hope you guys got something out of this, and stay strong, guys. I know that it's tough right now.